Hey guys, so Cathie and Ark Invest are well known and well respected in the investment world for the amazing returns that their ETFs have achieved over the past year or so. And in particular, they are also well known for being quite bullish on electric vehicles and electric vehicle companies. Ark have been very bullish on Tesla, for example, and they did set a very high price target on Tesla stock of $4,000 a long time ago, and that is playing out to be quite an accurate prediction on how well Tesla has performed in recent months. So because of these past performances, a lot of investors do place a high value on the opinions of Ark Invest, and that means that when Ark Invest buy a new stock, a lot of people are interested in looking into that company and potentially buying it for themselves as well. So over the past couple of weeks, a company called Magna International have caught Ark's attention, and they have actually been buying quite a lot of shares in Magna International. So I thought I'd take a look at Magna International in today's video. I'll be looking at what the company actually do, the future growth potential that they have, as well as some of the key financials behind the company. So hopefully you enjoy this video and it gives you a better understanding of the company. If so, I'd really appreciate it if you leave a like on the video, as it really does help me out a lot. Also be sure to subscribe if you want to see similar videos to this in the future, including future Ark purchases of new companies. And apart from that guys, let's get right into it. So first of all, a bit about Magna International as a company. So Magna International is a mobility technology company who supply the automotive industry. This can include body exteriors and structures, power and vision, seating systems, as well as complete vehicles. The stock currently trades for $75.85 per share under the ticker symbol MGA, and the company does have a $22.7 billion market cap as of right now. They are the third largest automotive supplier in the world by sales and have been operating in the auto industry for over 60 years. They do have 344 manufacturing operations across the world and 157,000 total employees, and their products can be found in most vehicles on the road today. Magna have produced 29 different models of car over the years, which does total over 3.7 million vehicles in total. They currently have contracts with some big name car companies like BMW, Jaguar and Toyota, just to name a few, to produce entire vehicles for these companies. Magna's facilities are able to produce hybrid and electric vehicles, as well as conventional, traditional vehicles. This can often be on the same production line, which no other independent manufacturer can claim worldwide. So looking at the positives of the company and the future growth that they do have. So the fact that Magna are capable of producing complete vehicles does give them a brilliant opportunity to work with a lot of brand new electric vehicle startup companies. Because a lot of these companies are in a relatively infant stage of their business, they often don't have the cash available to set up their own factories or vehicle production centres. Car factories and manufacturing plants are extremely capital intensive, meaning that many new companies cannot feasibly go down this route when they're trying to grow their business at the start. So as the world continues to shift towards clean energy and electric vehicles in order to tackle climate change, more and more electric vehicle companies are emerging and will continue to emerge in the coming years. Many of these companies will greatly benefit from the service that Magna can offer to them, as it will allow them to invest less capital and stay asset light, while also continuing to grow their business. Magna are already working with Jaguar and have been since 2018 in order to produce their first all-electric vehicle. Magna's first contract manufacturing deal with an EV startup is with Fisker, who recently announced that their fully electric Ocean SUV will be built by Magna. This contract will utilise Magna's full vehicle engineering and manufacturing capabilities, and the production for this vehicle is planned to start in Q4 of 2022. This partnership gives Fisker a fast, lower cost way to developing complex driver assistance features that it needs to compete with the top electric vehicle companies right now, such as Tesla. Magna also recently formed a joint venture with LG Electronics to manufacture e-motors, inverters and onboard chargers, and for some automakers, related e-drive systems in order to support the growing global shift towards vehicle electrification. LG has experience with developing electric vehicle components with big brands such as Chevrolet and Jaguar, and the joint venture will help accelerate and scale Magna's electric vehicle component manufacturing. It will also allow customers to select from a portfolio of reliable components through the integration of an entire electrified powertrain. So as I mentioned in the intro, Ark Invest recently added Magna International to their Ark Q ETF as a brand new, never bought before position. So for those that don't know, this ETF is centered around autonomous technology and robotics and is quite highly focused on autonomous transportation, with Tesla being the current largest position in the ETF. So they started buying shares on the 24th of December and have continued to acquire more shares to their position right up until just a few days ago. They now have 410,429 shares in total, which makes up 1.42% of the entire ARKQ ETF and is the 26th largest position in the ETF right now, out of a total of 42 different positions. Ark Invest and Cathie Wood are well respected, and this particular ETF has performed very well over the past year, and it is up over 120% in the past 12 months. So it is definitely very encouraging to see Magna International get added to such a high-performing ETF like this. So now taking a look at some of the key financials. So first of all, it is important to note that like many companies, the pandemic has had quite a significant impact on their business. Their manufacturing facilities had to suspend operations in Q1 and Q2, and despite being able to resume in Q3, this has undoubtedly disrupted their production for the rest of 2020 to some degree. So bear this in mind when looking at some of these financials. Looking at Magna's Q3 earnings, they did generate slightly less revenue at $9.1 billion for the quarter, compared to $9.3 billion for Q3 last year. Magna do claim that this 2% revenue drop is down to lower assembly volumes, lower light vehicle production in Europe, and the end of certain production programs. However, Magna did manage to significantly increase their adjusted earnings before interest and tax, the margin of that, from 6% in Q3 last year to 8.5% in Q3 this year. This increases their earnings from $558 million in Q3 last year to $778 million this year. So this is due to cost savings and efficiencies being realised, pandemic-related government support programs, lower launch costs, and an increase in productivity and efficiency at some of their underperforming facilities. So Magna are a mature company, and their revenue and earnings have been relatively stagnant over the past few years. Their revenue has gone from $36.5 billion in 2016 to $39.4 billion in 2019, while their net income has been around $2 billion each year for the past few years. While they may not have grown too much over the last few years, there is definitely potential for Magna to start to grow their revenue and earnings in the coming decade, as previously discussed with the wave of incoming startup electric vehicle companies that are looking to outsource their vehicle manufacturing. Magna are also a dividend-paying company, currently paying out a 2.11% yield. Their dividend growth rate has been fairly impressive at 13.5% compound average growth rate for the last 3 years and 11% compound average growth rate for the last 5 years. So what are my final thoughts on Magna International as a stock? So first of all, I just want to say that this is not financial advice and I'm not a financial advisor. This video is for purely entertainment purposes only, and you should definitely do your own research before you look to buy into a stock. But with that being said, I personally believe that this stock could potentially have the golden combination of being a growth stock that also pays a consistently increasing dividend every year. With the shift to electric vehicles taking place in the automotive market right now, it's definitely quite likely that Magna International will benefit from working with a lot of the new EV startup companies, which could definitely help them to grow their revenue and profit over the next 5 to 10 years. I also quite like the current dividend payout. The current 2.11% yield is definitely a good payout, and it is being grown at a relatively fast rate too. This means that there is potential for high growth in the stock price, as well as continued generous dividend payouts over time. This is definitely something that is extremely hard to find in any other stock on the market right now, especially in the automotive industry. Now personally, my portfolio is relatively split between growth stocks and dividend stocks. I like to have some stocks that are going to appreciate in stock price over time, while also having some more stable companies that pay out a decent dividend yield. I do personally feel that Magna International do sort of fit both sides of that, as they are a dividend-paying company while also having potential to grow in price over time. So I think I will pick up a small position in Magna International. Also, knowing in the back of my head that Ark Invest are backing this company does also give me more confidence to pick up a position. So that is all for today's video, guys. Please remember to leave a like if you did enjoy it, as it really does help me out a lot. Also remember to subscribe if you want to see similar videos to this in the future. And also be sure to drop a comment, let me know what your thoughts are on this company and whether you're going to be buying some or not. And apart from that, guys, thanks a lot for watching.